Today, we are talking about how do you build confidence with anything. These are the four basic principles that I rely on to help me build confidence with anything that I want to do that I don't already feel confident doing. That brings me to my first principle, and that is that confidence is something that comes through experience. Most people do not walk right in the door doing something brand spanking new, feeling completely confident. It comes through the action of doing it. It comes through the experience, seeing what works, what doesn't work, what you thought was going to happen as opposed to what actually happened. So if all you're doing is thinking, 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 feeling, 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 but not actually doing anything, you're not going to feel more confident. You'll just stay stuck. That's principle number one. It's a mindset shift out of thinking and feeling into doing and taking action. Studying is not action. Studying is mental. It's thinking. Action is doing. Action is going out, picking up that instrument, bringing it home, and actually sitting down and playing. Action is going to the store and buying an outfit that you feel comfortable in, that you love, that you would be happy to wear every single week because it positively influences your body image. Action is going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week and working out because you want to feel more confident in your body. Not studying, not reading about it, but doing. Not getting caught up in the feelings. And I'm not saying that feelings are bad, and I'm not saying that learning and studying is bad. They have their place. It's just that when people struggle with confidence, it's because they're getting stuck in those things and they're not moving on to the action taking. So principle number one was the mindset shift away from thinking and feeling into action. That's the first thing you have to understand if you want to build confidence. Principle number two is gauging where you are at in that feeling part of the process. And what we're looking for here is a measure of confidence. So that action that you're thinking about taking from your learning, from your studying, whatever it has been, that action that you're thinking about taking, how confident do you feel that you can do it? How much faith do you have in yourself that you can actually take this action? And here's what you want to look for: 70, 80, even 90% confidence, somewhere in that range. Obviously, 70% confidence is going to be a little bit more of a reach. That's fine. But 70 to 90% confidence. If your confidence, if your faith in yourself is at 40 or 50 or 60% instead of 70 to 90, it may be too much for you. It may be too big of a stretch. It may be too scary. It may be too uncomfortable. The water might be too hot there, or the water might be too cold there. Something may come along to challenge you or test you, an obstacle in your path that will make it harder for you to achieve. That's okay. That's just a part of life. But 70 to 90% confidence. Most people do go in to new arenas, new experiences with some insecurities. That's okay. You don't have to get rid of all of that. You just want to see how much faith do you feel in yourself that you can actually follow through on this action that you're thinking about taking. We want to do everything we can to increase your chances of success, because the whole point is to build confidence doing it. So I disagree when people say, just throw yourself in the deep end. Some people may be able to do that and swim. But you know what? Not everybody does. Some people get thrown into the deep end and then they nearly drown. Some people get thrown into the deep end and it scares the out of them and they don't want to ever do it again. And then it makes it harder for them to get up and do it again tomorrow, which is what they need to do to build the confidence. So, I'm not going to tell you to throw yourself into the deep end if you're not ready for that. And you have to be the one to know whether you're ready for that or not. What are you ready for? What can you handle? 70 to 90% confidence, 70 to 90% faith in yourself that you can do this even if something unexpected happens. That's the second principle. Principle number 3, related to principle number 2, and this is the idea of progressive overload, which normally we talk about this with strength training, but it's a commonly talked about concept that applies beautifully to self-esteem and self-confidence. All of the self concepts, progressive overload, which means you want to choose an action that is going to challenge you. You don't want to stay in the safe lane because you won't build your confidence if you just stay safe all the time. However, you also don't want to injure yourself. So what you're going for is that intensity level, that challenge level that is going to bring you close to failure, but not to the point of failure. You want to be able to get up, repeat, do it again tomorrow. If it feels like it takes too much out of you, there's too much anxiety, emotional energy, fear, sadness, anger around it, whatever the emotional energy is, if there's too much of that going on where it's exhausting you and you can't get up and do it again tomorrow, that's beyond the point of progressive overload. That's too much. That's how you know you're trying for too much. It has to be something that you feel like you can do day after day after day without getting too worn out, without getting too exhausted, without pushing yourself to a point of failure. So you want to challenge yourself to build up that inner strength, to build the confidence, but not too much. Progressive overload. And there may be a little bit of trial and error. For example, if it's the first time going to the gym and you walk over and you don't know how heavy those weights are going to be until you lift them. There's no way to know how difficult it will feel for you until you pick them up. So you're estimating. This is an estimation. And then when you do it, you'll get a reality check. And then you can adjust, and that's fine. If you go over and you pick up let's say the 30-pound weights, the 30-pound dumbbells, and you're trying to lift them above your head, you're trying to lift them above your head, and you nearly fall over on the very first try, it's too much. It's just too much. And with a progressive overload, what do? You repeat the same exercises for maybe 2 weeks or so, and then you switch it up. You don't want to keep doing the same thing for month after month after month after month. There's got to be some small shifts. Gradually increasing the reps, the frequency, gradually changing up the exercises, but maintaining the same amount of weight or resistance. You're going to make small little micro changes every other week or so. Some people will do it more quickly. Some people will do it a little bit more slowly. That's fine. Again, you're going for the progressive overload. For you, whatever that is for you, it will be different for everyone. And then number 4, it's just action. You've got to do it. You've got to engage the experience. You've got to let the challenges come, because the challenges are what build the strength. The challenges are what build the confidence. The challenges are what teach you the difference between an idea, something you read in a book or on a tutorial or saw in a video, versus reality. Sometimes we think we get an idea and we really don't until we actually do it. The action is what brings it all into balance and makes it possible for you to progress. Do it, engage, repeat, 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 repeat. Every day, every other day, maybe 3 to 5 times a week, depending on how quickly you want to progress or what's too much for you. Where's the progressive overload? What's doable for you? You have to make those determinations for yourself. Repetition is the foundation of automation. Physical experience is the foundation of growth. At the end of the day, it's the actions that you repeat. Build those muscles. It could be an instrument. Start small and you play. He likes to nap during this time of the day. Gotta watch my language on YouTube. I'm not. And this is related. Action, 70 to 90%. Smaller increments. Progressive overload, 70 to 90%.